doing, Spike?
Moxie, it's done, but we got a problem. I was made. There's a woman in the CSAT room. She saw me.
Well, why were you in that room instead of Elliot?
I couldn't find him.
What the hell are you talking about?
Your distraction is fucking overkill. I couldn't find him in the middle of a goddamn riot. Your men came after me.
Well, they're not all ours. Just because we lit the fuse doesn't mean we control the explosion. You weren't supposed to be on that floor anyway.
You said you wanted it done immediately, so I got it done.
Uh-huh. This woman who saw you, did you get her name?
Lydia Riley.
We'll take care of it. So you were able to follow everything on that sheet of paper, huh? Angela, if you didn't do everything on that list...
Yes, yeah, I got it done.
Oh, good. There's a delivery man waiting for you at reception on your floor. Give him the package with everything in it.
Irving, are you still gonna evacuate the recovery center?
That's been done already.
So this is really happening?
We need you to stay strong. It's like you said, she can make all of this better. This is a step toward that. Remember the cause.
Hey!
Hi!
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about that episode that we just watched a clip from and the work that went into it. I was praising it backstage. It's unbelievable what you and the Mr. Robot team pulled off. I don't know if everybody saw it, but it's an entire episode basically shot in one take. I know there was some camera trickery here and there, but
imagine if we actually did that live. Like had a riot and like were able to go up that. No, yeah, so no.
So how did it actually work though? How was it choreographed? How much did you know about everything that was going versus like just what you had to do?
Well, I didn't know anything prior to the day. I only knew it was on the page. But when you get there, it's kind of like that crane shot. I asked Sam, I thought I was overestimating when I told press, oh yeah, I did it like 15 times. And he was like, you did that 27 times. So that crane take, and I was running before it. I must have run 3 miles, so it was like a great workout. And but that was really tricky because you have to memorize not only what you're doing, but I mean the steps. Oh, yeah. And you do not want to be the person to mess up because so many people are, it takes the entire crew to operate it. So, I mean, on one of them, I'm like, oh yeah, I think I got that first part really great, but then you step 1 foot out of frame. 1 step to the left. So it's memorizing all of those movements where the frame is, the door, all of it. You kind of have to. It's like a game. It's very different from the day-to-day.
It's one of those things where this idea of like staying in character, being in your character. How hard is it to sort of do that when you're thinking about all of these sort of technical aspects of the shooting?
Well, Angela was terrified, and so was I. That I was gonna mess up.
You just had it. You had it right there.
So that part was easy. No, I don't know. I had an earwig, so I could hear Core telling me what to do, and I actually had the instructions written down. So when I'm doing the actual hack, yeah. So he's kind of in my ear saying, "Now plug in," so you can kind of hear, each instruction, but. It's definitely really tricky because you have to spend all of your downtime, memorizing those things, also knowing where you're at, where you're coming from. But the one thing I will say about these longer takes, what's easier is that you get to stay in the moment longer. So it's kind of like theater. So in a weird way, it's organic. You really don't know what's going to happen because it's you have to be in it for 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes at a time. So I think that there's something fluid about it. It's like you have to run with it. Even if you're second guessing yourself, it's not a moment like, oh, let's take that again. It's like, no, even if there are moments where I watch it and I go, I was panicking in that moment, but you just have to kind of go with it.
Well, it's completely different than, as you said, it's more like theater because on the other hand, it's usually you're doing a few seconds kind of here or there and turning around, it's
right.
It's not like that at all.
No, it's not like that at all. So you rehearse it. It takes a while because everything has to come together, the camera work, all of it. all the technicalities, and then, you know, you find it in the first couple of takes. It's funny because I was like, oh, they're not. I was banking on a couple takes of like, they're not gonna get it right technically, so I'm just gonna wing this one. And of course I watch it and I'm like, oh, that's the one that they picked. You know, it was awful hearing Sam at the end be like, that was great. And I was like, what, we got it? There was one day where I was like, we're gonna get this in one. We're gonna get this in one, and we did. I hated it, so we did it again. But we did get like the okay from Sam. But we went over, and our camera operator, Aaron, is just a maverick, as is Todd Campbell and the crew and the writers. I mean, it was a huge team effort. And again, you don't want to be the person that kind of messes it up, because a lot of people are working really hard to make those shots happen.
That is something that you get from watching Mr. Robot, is that it feels like a team effort. All the cast is on the same page. The crew is on the same page. It's a completely different show than anything else on TV.
I will say, and I commend like the captain of our ship, Sam Esmail. I will say, on a lot of acting jobs in the past, I feel like I'm going to, you know, service the story, and you know, you can sometimes feel boxed into somebody else's image. Like, this is what we want you to do and fit in this slot, and it's not like that working on the show at all. It's really, it's just creatively freeing. It feels like a collaborative effort. You know, that every day, it's like, you know, the question is presented: how can we make this great? You know, it's not, it doesn't feel. It always feels open-ended, and you know, all the lines of communication are kept open the whole time. There's so many times where I've called Sam at 10 o'clock at night going, I don't know, what does this mean, you know? Like, what are we doing tomorrow? And I don't get the, you know, so having that is just incredible.
Can I ask, do you have like an example of a scene that people would remember where you did that?
So many. I annoy him a lot. Okay, well, there's first season, the Price scene. This season, okay, a big one was Angela's kiss scene with Elliot. I talked to him a lot about that, because we had made some changes, and that was kind of a complex moment, and originally it wasn't written that way. So we had kind of gone back and forth, especially with this season with Angela. It's like a very fine line of her being really villainous, and I didn't want people to stop caring about her because of what she's doing, and keep the thread of you know, her motivation coming from a good place, which it is. So with Angela, I feel like it's always that fine line of whether or not she's, you know, drank the Kool-Aid or...
Well, you present an insecurity about her a lot, and I think we especially see that in the last episode. You know, when you're approaching the man with the you have the package and he's eating the burger. We see you a little unclear and insecure about everything that's going on and what you may have done.
Right, and that's what me and Sam talked a lot about, is like making sure that is, you know, threaded throughout you know, the season and what's coming up. Obviously, White Rose told Angela something that completely revolutionized her thinking, and enough to the point where I don't think to her she feels like she's betraying Elliot, because I think, ooh, I almost just said something that I shouldn't say. So, and I've gotten in trouble for that before.
Have you really?
So, oh yeah.
What is that like? Actors talk about that all the time, especially when it comes to like comic book movies. Like, oh shoot, I might have said. How do you get in trouble? What do they do? You get a call?
Oh yes, very rapidly. So the first season. Okay, we've talked about this so many times. Me and Sam were just talking about this a couple days ago. He was like, you almost ruined the plot about Darlene being the sister. Me and Carly were just playing in the room and whatever, Snapchatting or doing those dub smashes or something. And she was doing
Remember dub smashes, guys? They were hot.
I'm bringing those back.
Do you still do them? We'll get back to your story in a minute, but dub smashes.
Yes. Of course I do them by themselves. Everybody does them by themselves, whatever. Anyway, where is this going? Oh, yeah.
About giving away Darlene as the sister.
Okay, so she was doing a Spanish, like, soap opera, and she was like, Martin, I slept with your sister, or whatever. So I posted it, and within a minute and a half, and it's not like Sam stalks our, you know, pages, so it's like someone saw it, whatever. I'm sitting in makeup, and, like, within a minute and a half, I was like, oh, yeah, Sam, hey, what's up? What's going on? What do we shoot? And he was like, Portia, take down that video. And I was like, okay, you got it. Like, I didn't even know why, but he was like, you just gave away that Darlene is Elliot's sister. And I was like, no, I didn't. Anyway, I learned from that example that anything is fair game. So I just tried not to...
Just never talk about
never
anything.
talk
That's like
about
only
yeah.
talk about the past and
Yeah.
nothing in the future.
I tried to. I think I slipped. I told him the other night, I was like, I think I slipped tonight in that interview. So if it comes out, I try my best. Watch me reveal like the entire show. I think this is why he doesn't tell me anything.
Are you excited for some of the upcoming episodes? What can we expect?
Yeah. Okay, see, so, I'm not kidding, I'm genuinely nervous. Okay, so you guys have seen this one, which in this last one was the one take wonder.
Runtime error.
And this, there's one tonight. Mm-hmm. And,
What's going to happen?
well, you know.
Do I need to break out the dub smash to get some spoilers out of you? No.
Yeah, actually, that would help. No, I will say there's a huge reveal. I will say.
Fun.
Is it?
For me,
right.
this is very fun, yeah.
Okay. I will say.
What gets revealed?
I'm not doing it. I'm not. Okay, I will say that something huge happens.
To who?
Well,
I'm sorry, I'm just...
you know, just everybody.
Take me back.
I will say this. It has been building something. There's been a lot of tension this season, and it's definitely going somewhere, and you do not want to miss tonight's episode. It is... You don't want to miss it.
I believe you.